It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Atlanta Falcons. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's got it. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
To put it mildly, that is not the way anyone wants to start off a game. You fumble on your first offensive snap.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down.
Ready?
Now a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago. Antonio Gibson with it. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. This defense for the Steelers, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. The Falcons at 7-5 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Red, cycle.
They go play action here on first down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Steelers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
They went for the deep shot early, and that's fine, but I don't think it was the right target to throw it to. You had 3 other guys sprinting downfield, and I thought 2 of them were open. Could have avoided an interception there by attacking a different player in coverage.
A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays. Here, a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes we get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
Now back to throw. And this is caught. It's Brown. Touchdown. De'Ami Brown. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
Grady Jarrett with the tackle. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw, Pickett. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Pickett. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Daron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards there and a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
On third down, here's Gibson. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further. They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Pickett, pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Arnold Ebiketie able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends of what we've seen so far.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. Back deep, Tariq Cohen. And he'll take it just outside the 40. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Let's go now. Ready?
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Ready.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away.
The Steelers take over at 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And some room to work. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. You can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield.
And this will be caught at the 30. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The Pickett finding Johnson there. First down, Steelers.
It doesn't matter where on the field he is. Even down here in the red zone, he is still slippery with the ball in his hands. And he was almost able to work his way into the end zone. Instead, they'll have to settle for 1st and goal, but they'll take it.
Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Steelers have got it back to within a score. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Oh, that was the thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
2nd and 5. And a big loss here as he's taken down. T.J. Watt. What persistence, and that persistence pays off. Tracks him down for a 19-yard loss.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Oh, look at the juke. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Pickett going to keep it again. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. He'll get 9 yards on the keeper there, but it's still going to leave him with a 3rd and 1. Now that's what he can do when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop it.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Okay, ready?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Let's go.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You don't always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost. So
it does test the mental processes of the team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch? And guess what? You need that guy.
Well, it's intercepted. They got Pickett for the 3rd time in this game. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
Black shot. 6, 7. Called red.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Devin Bush, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Koo knocks this one through the post, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And out across midfield down to the 45. A gain of 32 that time.
First down, Steelers.
First and 10, it's Pickett. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Pickett. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Pickett. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Alex Highsmith simply would not be stopped on that play.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
He's got his tight end, O'Shaughnessy. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. He'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. 35 yards that time on the punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even... And my goodness, another interception. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Josh Jones. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Well, it certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for it. The problem now is, if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 41 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris, and he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Pickett back to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Calvin Austin from 4 yards out. And the Steelers are an extra point away from taking the lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense. I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Play action. They'll throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
On second down, a run with Gibson. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Back to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
From the 29, Pickett. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man, complete. And in for the Steelers touchdown. George Pickens, 71 yards. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is up to 8. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On first down, right back to Gibson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Ready?
Gibson again. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Gibson. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on third down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Ultra. Ready.
First down, a run with Cohen. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Here's 2nd and 8. And this one's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 24-yard line. A gain of 22.
Ready.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real. After
Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 1st down, and they go back to Harris. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to get it back here just past. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On the ready.
Now a second down and 6.
Field left.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going deep for Brown. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
This offense so far on third down, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. Got his man, it's London. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear of risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them to completion.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Ready.
Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Pickett now from the gun here. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot, forcing the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Let's go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
17. Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he is going to lose yardage here. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here we go.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
On the double.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked it down to force a 4th down?
Koo knocks this one through the post. And that will cut the lead down to just 2. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Pickett. He's got this to Pickens. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. George Pickens with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Steelers use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game.
Falcons 19. Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Falcons take over first down and 10.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They're going to look to throw. Well, this is intercepted. They get Ritter for the 3rd time. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay. Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And the Steelers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The Falcons take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready, play.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Fight, 60.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Let's go now.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Gibson here running out of the gun. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 88 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Naturally so. The defense was keyed in on everyone but the back on that play. and it took them an extra second to react when he got the carry. It's still a tough third down to pick up here, but a lot more manageable after an excellent carry on second down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Out of the gun now on third down. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Again, it's Harris on second down. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best